there, and welcome to Healthy Lifestyle with Eraldo, a show dedicated to helping you live a longer and healthier life, while giving you the inside scoop on all the latest fitness, health, and lifestyle trends. And of course, most importantly, having fun while doing it. So let's get right to it. My very first guest is a creator of the Smart Plan for College system, and she is here with some great advice on how to pay for college without breaking the bank. Welcome the founder of Keller College Services, Jean Keller. Hi, Jean, how are you?
I'm good. Good to be here.
Oh, thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
So let's get right to it, because this is a very interesting topic for
Okay.
me. I've got kids, and I want to know where they're going to go for college. So the first one, tell us a little bit about the Smart Plan for College.
Okay, Smart Plan for College really is 5 steps for families, because a lot of families, when they think about, here's my college plan, what do you think?
Right.
It's like, well, let's go find some colleges, we'll go visit some colleges. There's a few steps that if you do before you get to that point, makes things run a whole lot smoother.
Right.
So one of the very first steps is you have to position your student to be a really great candidate at those schools, but also position yourself financially. If you don't want to spend too much money on college, you need to think about it before it's time to pay the bill.
Oh, that's great. So how many colleges should be looking at, basically? Is like a number maybe you can do? It's like 10 or 15? Or what's the right number?
Well, there's
for
the number of colleges to apply to, and then, but to get to that number, you've got to look at a lot more, of course. But I say right now, an ideal number is 6.
Right.
You'll hear about kids applying to 10, 15 schools. That's crazy.
Is that crazy?
I think it's a lot of money, because college applications themselves are expensive. You're talking about anywhere from $30 to $100 per school, plus all the transcript fees, testing fees, all sorts of things. It adds up very quickly.
Okay.
Also, kids have to behave. I always tell my student clients, behave with each school as if it's your first choice college.
Right.
Well, try to do that with 15 or 20 schools. It's not going to work very well.
It's not going to work very well.
You're going to be exhausted,
right?
and nobody's going to be convinced.
And so how's the college game changed, basically?
Oh, how hasn't it changed? Back when you and I went, for example.
Oh my God, that was a long time ago.
I know. Let's not date ourselves.
No, I don't want to do that, please.
But back 25 years ago, I always tell families, if you look at look at how computers have changed. That's a great example, right? 25 years ago, you were the coolest kid on the block.
Yeah, of
if
course.
you had that Commodore 64,
yes,
right? But now,
right.
if the little iPhone or your Samsung, whatever, they
Okay.
have more computing power than that. College has changed just as much.
Okay.
So 25 years ago, only 57% of parents that were surveyed at that time believed that their kid would go off to college. Today, that's 91%.
Wow, that's a big
So
difference.
we've created this urge, and it's good that, but a lot of families see that college degree as that foundation you need.
True.
It's easier with one than without one. So that has created, there's more kids going, they're applying to more schools.
Right.
There's more pressure, and it costs a heck of a lot more money.
Of course. And the difference between private and state?
It depends. For a lot of families, in terms of costs, a lot of families assume that the public university is going to be their cheapest option.
Right, that's what I would assume.
Right. And for some it is.
Okay.
But if, let's say, your student isn't well suited to the public school. So for example, where I'm based in Maryland, we have a lot of large public universities. Well, if that doesn't suit your kid well, yes, it may be your cheapest option, but if your student isn't happy, the money that you're going to spend isn't necessarily going to be well spent. Because no different. When you and I aren't happy, do we do our best?
Right.
No, your kid's not going to.
No,
either.
it's not going to do it.
Right.
But about financial aid?
Financial aid.
Financial aid,
The schools that have more resources, honestly, to help families pay the bill are the private schools.
The private schools.
State schools are contingent on state budgets, and they're a buyer's market because so many families believe that's the easiest and fastest route. So you just go to local state U and everything's fine. So as a result, they're actually getting so many applicants that they can pick and choose. So I have families that are very surprised sometimes to find out their kid doesn't get into local state U.
Wow.
Because it got more competitive.
So how much money can somebody really save if they do their homework? What are we looking at here? Like 10, 20, 15,000? What are we looking at basically?
I would say realistically, if you really do if you plan properly and do your right job, you're talking about anywhere from 35 to 50% on your college costs.
Wow.
So
that's a lot.
It is a lot. It can be a lot. For example, I have a family right now. Their son is attending a school that's about $57,000 a year.
Wow.
The college believes that they can pay the entire bill, but they're only paying out of pocket about $28,000 after all, and that's mostly scholarship, a little bit of what we like to call self-help money,
Yes.
student loan.
Yeah.
But nothing outrageous.
Nothing outrageous.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, motivating somebody. I have a hard time motivating my son. I mean, he's still kind of young. He's a sophomore in high school.
Sure.
But I always want to say, listen, it's really a good idea to start planning for college because it comes real quick.
Right.
You know, how do I get him to motivate? How do I get him to, take action? You know, because it seems like he needs to be pushed.
Sure.
You know, so
but at the same time, you don't want to take over and be like, okay, let's get in the car, let's go. And then he's like sitting there going, Dad. So he'll fight you every step of the way. So I'd say make it easy, make it fun.
Right.
So one of the easiest ways, the earliest right now at his stage where he's a sophomore, you've got the luxury of time.
Okay.
Get out there, visit some campuses. Not from the perspective of, let's go to this school and this might be a school for you to go to, but just to get them acquainted with what's out there. Get them, types of schools. Take them to big state U.
Like
Let
a
them
Penn,
see
like
what
a Penn
that's
State
like.
college,
Penn State, yeah, something big like that, or Rutgers, or any of those schools, right? Penn State, big state U. So now he's got a feel of what that would be like.
Right.
Then, in spite of what he may tell you, make sure you get him out onto smaller schools as well, because a lot of kids will be like, I don't want a small school.
Like
well, have you ever been on a
college.
small school?
Right, okay.
And they're like, no. So yeah, get them, just acquaint them, say, hey, you know what, and make it fun. Now, don't go out of your way.
Okay.
We, in the Mid-Atlantic area, we're blessed with a lot of different types of schools. It doesn't take a great deal of time, money, or energy to go there. It doesn't require all sorts of
Well,
stuff.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, listen, where can people get more information real quickly?
Real quickly, smartplanforcollege.com. We've got a lot of free resources for families, tips, do weekly webinars. So we've got all sorts of resources to help them get a better sense of what's out there.
That's awesome. That's great. Thanks for being with us, Jean. Really appreciate it. And still to come on Healthy Lifestyle with Eraldo, excuse me, you're a person who has big dreams but is not exactly sure how to make them come to a reality? Well, up next, tips on how to become a real go-getter. Stay tuned.